During the reign of Emperor Yuan of the Han Dynasty, Lu Shi, the father of Emperor Qing, Lu Ao, he was weak and frequently ill and thus unable to personally handle state affairs. As a result, he entrusted all matters of governance, great and small, to eunuchs such as Shi, which led to the eunuchs monopolizing power. Eunuchs were a very special group within the imperial palace of ancient China. They were usually men who had lost their reproductive ability. Their main duty was to handle various palace affairs for the emperor, but because they were in constant, close contact with the imperial family and had no descendants of their own, they often gained the emperor's trust and came to wield great power, becoming a significant political force at court. Shi was punished with castration in his youth for committing a crime and thus entered the palace as a eunuch. At that time, eunuchs were beginning to be entrusted with important responsibilities. After Emperor Yuan of the Han Dynasty ascended the throne, Shi succeeded to the post of director of the Secretariat, Zhengjun, taking charge of key state matters and being entrusted with government affairs. Nothing, whether major or minor, was decided without him, making him the most powerful figure among the eunuchs. With such backing, Shi acted without fear, ran rampant within the palace, formed cliques for personal gain, and promoted the political power of eunuchs. He eliminated rivals, disrupted state governance, and persecuted loyal and upright officials, arousing outrage among both men and gods alike. After Emperor Qing of the Han Dynasty, Lu Ao, ascended the throne, he sought to curb the power of the eunuchs by relying on the influence of his maternal relatives. The powerful minister Shi was dismissed from office and sent back to his hometown, but he died on the way. His followers were also dismissed one after another, greatly weakening the political power of the eunuchs at court. Meanwhile, under the influence of Empress Dowager Wang Zhengjun, the power of the Empress's natal Wang clan expanded rapidly. The Book of Han, Hanshu, in the biography of Empress Yuan, records, the sons and nephews of the Wang clan all became ministers, grand masters, palace attendants, and officials of the various bureaus, and that they occupied powerful posts, filling the entire court. The power of the Wang family thus reached its peak, virtually monopolizing key positions in the government and controlling both the administrative authority of the state and the channels of information surrounding the emperor. Prince Lu Kang of Dingtao was the half-brother of Emperor Qing of the Han Dynasty, Lu Ao, sharing the same father but born of a different mother. Because Emperor Yuan of Han had favored Lu Kang during his lifetime, Emperor Qing and Empress Dowager Wang Zhengjun, in accordance with the late emperor's wishes, treated him with exceptional generosity, unlike other regional princes. They did not harbor any resentment toward him over the earlier issue of the deposition and establishment of the crown prince. After Emperor Qing of the Han Dynasty had been on the throne for many years, he still had no heir and was often ill. Therefore, when Prince Lu Kang of Dingtao came to court, the emperor kept him in Chang'an to stay by his side and did not allow him to return to his fief. Emperor Qing said to Lu Kang, "I have no son, and I do not shy away from speaking of life and death. If something unexpected were to happen, we might never see each other again. Stay in Chang'an and keep me company." From then on, Lu Kang remained at the emperor's side, attending to him day and night, and was treated with exceptional closeness and favor. However, Wang Feng, the Marquis Qing of Yangping and elder brother of Wang Zhengjun, feared that Prince Lu Kang of Dingtao might share in power and therefore did not want him to remain in Chang'an. It so happened that a solar eclipse occurred, and Wang Feng seized upon it as a pretext, arguing that although the Prince of Dingtao was the emperor's own brother, he was ultimately still a subject, and that his staying in the capital violated ritual propriety. He claimed that the solar eclipse was a warning from heaven and demanded that Lu Kang return to his fief. Emperor Qing had no choice but to allow Lu Kang to leave. The two brothers parted in tears. Wang Zhang, the Jingzhaoyin, the highest administrative official of the capital region, came from a family steeped in Confucian learning and had mastered the Confucian classics at a young age. In his early years, when Wang Zhang was studying in Chang'an, he lived alone with his wife in extreme poverty. On one occasion, Wang Zhang fell seriously ill and had no quilt to keep warm. He lay wrapped in a straw rain cape woven from grass that was meant to protect oxen from the cold. Believing that he was about to die, Wang Zhang tearfully bid farewell to his wife. Enraged, his wife scolded him sharply, saying, Zhengjun, among the esteemed officials serving at court in the capital, who can compare with you? Now that you have fallen ill and met with hardship, instead of encouraging and inspiring yourself, you sit here crying, how short-sighted you are. Later, because of his noble character and deep mastery of the Confucian classics, Wang was recommended by local administrative leaders as a reserve candidate for official service. He gradually rose through the ranks and was eventually appointed as a Jian Daifu, an official whose duty was to admonish the ruler and point out his faults. At court, Wang became well known for his courage in speaking frankly and directly. In the early years of Emperor Yuan of the Han Dynasty, Wang was promoted to Zuozhao Zongwangjiang. He was on very good terms with Chen Xian, the assistant censor-in-chief, and together they impeached Shi Xian, the director of the secretariat. As a result, they were instead framed by the cunning eunuch Shi Xian, and Wang was stripped of his office. When Emperor Qing of the Han Dynasty, Liu Ao, ascended the throne, the eunuch faction lost power. Court officials who had previously been dismissed, including those like Wang who had been framed by Shi Xian in earlier years, were rehabilitated and recalled to the court. Wang was initially appointed as a Jian Daifu and later promoted to Sili Shaowei, commander of the capital garrison, earning the respect and caution of both ministers and imperial relatives. Eventually, he was chosen as the Jingzhaoyin, the highest administrative official of the capital region, marking the pinnacle of his career. Wang was an upright and straightforward man. Although he had benefited from Wang Feng's recommendation to become the highest administrative official of the capital, he could not tolerate Wang Feng's monopolization of power and refused to align himself with him. Wang was furious over Wang Feng's use of the solar eclipse as a pretext to mislead Emperor Qing and demand that Lu Kong return to his fief. He advised Emperor Qing not to employ Wang Feng any longer and recommended Feng Yuang, the governor of Langia, who was well-reputed, loyal, upright, and tactically astute. Persuaded by Wang Emperor Qing supported his plan, and Wang decided to submit a memorial concerning official appointments, intending to remove the powerful minister Wang Feng from power. When Wang Jing's wife learned that he planned to submit a memorial impeaching Wang Feng, she was greatly alarmed. Fully aware of the danger involved, she urged him to abandon the idea, saying, "One should be content and find happiness in what one has. Have you forgotten our past days of poverty, when we wiped our tears night after night?" Wang dismissed her concerns, replying, "This is not something a woman can understand," and insisted on submitting the memorial. When Wang Feng learned of this, he feigned illness and refused to serve, while presenting a deeply sorrowful petition to Emperor Qing. Upon hearing of the matter, Empress Dowager Wang Zhengjun wept and even refused her meals. The weak and indecisive Emperor Qing, who had relied on Wang Feng since childhood, could not bring himself to remove him, and thus decided to continue employing Wang Feng. Emperor Qing reversed his stance, and Wang Feng once again resumed officially handling state affairs. The emperor ordered the Shangshu, imperial secretariat, to submit a memorial impeaching Wang stating, he knew full well that Feng Yuang had only previously been reinstated due to the influence of the Wang clan, yet he privately recommended him, hoping to keep him at court to align with and curry favor from the princes. Moreover, he deliberately fabricated claims about Lady Zhang, who once served your majesty, alleging that she colluded with the Chang and Hu tribes, caused the death of the imperial son, and even went so far as to claim she performed abdominal dissection. Such words are utterly improper and should never be spoken. As a result, Wang was arrested and imprisoned by the court and handed over to judicial officials for trial. The Ting Wei, Minister of Justice, seeking to please the powerful Wang clan, convicted him of the crime of treason and sentenced him to death. In the end, Wang was wrongfully executed in prison. His wife and children were exiled to Hapu, and their fields and homes were confiscated by the government. After Wang Feng's death, his brother who assisted in governance, fearing public criticism, petitioned to allow Wang Jing's wife and children to be relocated. Upon returning to their hometown, the local governor, remembering Wang Jing's integrity, helped them reclaim their former residence so that his wife and children could live in peace. Wang was a man of strong integrity and served as an upright and honest official. His life and deeds were recorded by the Eastern Han historian Ban Gu, 32–92 CE, in the Book of Han, Hanshu, biography of Wang Zhang, and continue to be remembered to this day. The story, crying together in oxen's clothes, Niuyi Duizi, became a Chinese idiom, describing a husband and wife enduring poverty together. Wang Zhang refused to ally himself with the powerful, and his uprightness and steadfast integrity earned widespread praise. However, by disregarding his wife's desperate warnings, he risked his life to become entangled in the palace power struggle between the imperial family and the Empress's clan, a conflict that had nothing to do with him, and was wrongfully executed in prison. This led to the destruction of his family, leaving his widow and orphaned children to endure a life of hardship, a truly unwise outcome.